This is outrageous. It's unfair.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Well guys, these Vader comics just keep making me more and more amazed. Charles Soule, you talented mastermind. Thank you for making such an amazing story. Guys, if you support Marvel and the Vader comics, just go out and buy a copy. It's a couple bucks. And while you're at it, throw a couple at my Patreon too, if you feel like it. So I can keep making these videos.
Do it.
Okay, so this issue, probably, one of my favorites. I'm gonna go old school Star Wars theory on this one. I'm fired up, ready to go, and I want to jump right into it. So if you haven't seen the last Vader comic video that I covered, I've made a full chronological playlist for you. So without wasting any time, let's begin. We start where we left off, with Vader hovering over the last commander that Momin killed. Perplexed, he assumes the mask has possessed those around it. Raising it with the Force, careful not to touch it, he looks at the image that Momin created, and immediately walks towards the Sith cave, where we first saw him bleed his kyber crystal.
What are you?
I am Momin, and everything I did was guided by one simple principle.
Vader is immediately transfixed by the beam of red light cast by Lord Momin, allowing him to see the memory Momin commands. He tells Vader of something he came to understand at a very young age, as his mother walks into the room, asking him where the Rasta cat was, mentioning how terrible of an idea it was in the first place to get it. She pauses mid-sentence, as we get horrifying images of a sharp blade, intestines, and what looks like blood and guts to be used on a canvas.
If people feel nothing when encountering something you have created, then you have created nothing. Pain and fear are the purest of all emotions, because they are the first we feel at the moment of birth.
As we see Momin walking the streets, every person on his planet in the crowd is horrified and struck with fear and pain, the two emotions the artist wished to elicit from his audience. Locking him up for his psychotic display of his cat's insides, he tells Vader that the name Momin came to mean something to anyone who heard it. Claiming to be a sculptor of the mind, they locked him away for his work. But his name echoed through the galaxy, where a dark side user came to his rescue and freed him. Her name was Shah. She made him his apprentice and taught him everything she knew. Then, her apprentice killed her in her sleep. Wrong story. He killed her in their sparring duel.
I would never be so bold as to call myself a master, but an apprentice, I think not.
Killing her right there, he went on to study the lore of the dark side in ways that we've never seen before, visiting its different sites and respecting it as the only true audience he had that would appreciate his vision. If he could build something worthy of the dark side's grandeur, then perhaps he might become worthy in and of himself. So he set out to build a weapon, telling Vader that anyone can make a powerful weapon, but to be worthy of the Force, he had to make something so much more. His device would burn and set aflame cities. However, just before they would reduce them to ash, he would
pour the Force into the machine and slow time, able to capture all their pain and fear on a scale the galaxy has never known, frozen like insects in sap for anyone to see, forever. An eternal shrine to the dark side, my masterpiece.
Until he was ambushed and stopped by Jedi, and like that, in a flash, it was over. As he tells Vader no creation is perfect, but it also isn't a waste, that the dark side is sacred but forever hungry. It burns like a flame.
Inferno, it must be fed. Always it seeks fuel. If you do not feed it, then it will feed on you.
Where the mask possesses Vader to the point where he actually slips the mask on, only to come to his senses to throw it to the wall.
No.
Walking outside, the natives of Mustafar see him and are thrown into the lava with a Force-chucked boulder, by Vader of course. Firing upon him, he defends himself and blocks all blaster fire with his lightsaber, only to reach out and choke his enemy and throw Momin's helmet onto one of the natives. As it feeds and possesses his mind and body, Vader walks back to the cave with Momin as he marvels in being back on Mustafar, now that he has a body, telling Vader it wasn't always like this.
I do not care what it was, Momin. I am concerned with what it is.
And that is
a door.
As Momin tells Vader that it is locked, he tells him that he knows what he wants. He saw inside of him and his desires, telling him that if he wants something from him, all he needs to do is just ask.
You created this design in your last body. Tell me what it is.
The door to the dark side is locked. This is the key. Your beloved waits for you there, Vader. Beyond the door, My fortress will tune the energies of the Locust. It is your first step towards using the power of the dark side to pierce the veil of time between life and death. You will see her.
I have been lied to about the dark side's ability to prevent death before. Do not offer me things you cannot provide.
I do not lie. I only want another chance to create.
As Vader allows Momin to proceed, he threatens to make him suffer if he can't bring Padme back, where Momin tells him that he can't suffer any more than he already is, that Lord Vader has given him a wondrous opportunity.
I will not throw that away. This will be my masterpiece.
And that is the end of this comic, guys. I've been saying it for the last year that Vader's castle looks like a tuning fork, that it looks to be as if it were trying to reach a signal either in or out, and now my theory has finally been confirmed. I could not be more excited about this, to see the depths of the dark side used in ways that we have never seen before, to maybe see Padme again in some sort of weird time-shifting dream of some sort, and to learn more about why Snoke has Vader's ring from his castle. That means you can expect that video tomorrow. Like if you guys like this and want more, and check out my Patreon where I'm posting exclusive stuff like posters and CGI updates and all that stuff from the fan film itself, all for patrons only, as well as giving you guys a private text and voice chat function with me on my Discord exclusively. The more patrons, the more I can do with the channel. Have an awesome day, everyone, and I will see you all in the next episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
The Force will be with you. Always.
Now, fulfill your destiny.